K97. Wow! This is amazing! Always amazing and always very homely. He's on our video stream again, of course. He's wearing his straw Beverly Hillbillies hat with the buzzard feather sticking out the side. Our buddy Joe Denim, my brother, what is going on this morning? What are you showing me there?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
It's going well. What was that you just showed me?
Oh, that was the Hillbilly soap opera record.
Oh, yeah, the Truck Buddies. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's great. It's a great one. Speaking of, my soon-to-be son-in-law wore his Truck Buddies hat to come and see you guys this past Saturday night at the scoreboard. They messaged me throughout the entire night. They had a fabulous, fabulous time. So I appreciate you and A1 and your lovely, lovely bride Lynn taking care of them because they haven't shut up about it all week and they're still in Bristol.
Yeah, that was awesome, and I thought I was doing good by getting tipped in ammo the week before, but they actually brought a bag of deer jerky with them to the bar.
Yeah, they asked me about that. I was telling you that. I said, well, the guy does a lot of deer hunting all the time. He's going to have a lot of that. And then you said to me, well, it's always better from Iowa, though.
It tasted better from Iowa. So, yeah, thank you for that. That was awesome.
Well, they knew that you loved deer or,
squirrel,
gizzard or it's anything. Right, possum, whatever.
I mean,
everyone.
It's hard to stay this chiseled when you eat this much possum, but
Well, and we know that roadkill does that for you. So
roadkill.
Some of your favorite.
If you ever wonder my chiseled physique, I can thank roadkill. Thank you. Look at that hat. That's a big turkey feather. Look at that. Oh, it's just
turkey feather.
Yeah.
Oh, I said buzzard. I thought it was like you remember the cartoon Beaky?
Oh yeah.
The buzzard. Yeah, that's where I thought you got the feather from.
Nope.
No. That's Monday.
Yeah. I'm sure that's going to be outlawed soon. But
anyway. It will. Just like everything else. We were talking about last night. I had supper over at one of my sisters last night. We, of course, being Irish, we had corned beef and cabbage. A couple of my brothers were there, my brother-in-law, and we were talking about that. How Pepe Le Pew has now become outlawed, and there's disclaimers being run before the Muppet Show from the 70s and 80s. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm over it. Anyway, we had a blast last night at the whiskey bent down here in Nashville for St. Patrick's Day.
Awesome.
Yeah, I dressed up in all my shamrocks, and it was an amazing time.
So you were wearing your traditional Irish orange, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Hunter orange. And, yeah.
Come on, man. Prison orange. Let's put it real.
Well, I like to say Hunter orange, but it's the same thing. We know this. Is that guy an inmate, or is he just deer hunting? I wore my Def Leppard T-shirt to the bowling alley the other day, and they tried to make me a manager.
They offered you the job, huh?
Yeah, well, they said, hey, what can you clean these shoes out and put some balls down there? And I'm like, okay. So I did, and I got kicked out.
I was going to say, you got arrested after that one.
I got arrested. So I'm not management material.
You had the Def Leppard T-shirt on. That all of a sudden made you management material, though, right? You escalated to the executive level.
Exactly. The cops showed up the other day, and they said, hey, we've got a complaint from your neighbors. Apparently, your dog's been chasing people on bikes. And I'm like, I didn't even know he had a bike.
Hey, if anybody could ride a bike, Sam could. Man, Sam could make it happen.
Yeah, Sam could
he'd be the man. They were sending me some live video, of you doing your show on Saturday night when my daughter and Drake were down there as well. And I did not. They had to send me a clip of when you were doing "Swinging" by John Anderson. I didn't realize you. You and I both do a lot of impressions. But I didn't realize you did John Anderson. You sounded a lot like the man. I
know. I've actually got to sing that impression for John Anderson. And
nice.
And he said the same thing. He's like, "That's pretty good." And I'm like, "All right."
John's just kind of a laid back, mellow kind of. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yep. We were standing behind him in line at Kroger one night before a bus call because we all meet at Kroger for our bus call, and he was on a different bus. And he was standing. He talks like that all the time. I mean, he ordered a Snickers and a can of Coke like that. I'm like, okay, there it is.
He said, "Hurry up! I gotta be a swinging here soon."
Yeah. We're on our way to Okeechobee.
I remember back in 82, 83 when swinging came out, man. I remember pedaling around on my little Huffy bike, and I had my transistor radio, of course, tied to my handlebars, and it didn't matter what radio station, country or not, you turned to, you heard swinging.
Yeah, such a great song, amazing, and it was a joke song. They needed one more for the record, and they're like, well, just put this one on there, and they did, and the biggest hit of the record.
I mean, you weren't kidding. It's become, would you say, a signature tune? I mean, Seminole Wind is pretty much up there, but I love Straight Tequila Night myself.
Yeah, Straight Tequila Night, Seminole Wind. In fact, at Scoreboard, Joe Spivey, the guy that plays fiddle on the record for all those songs, always comes out and jumps up. I don't think he was out when last Saturday, but he normally jumps up. And we always do Seminole Wind, and we do all those songs. So
he played fiddle for Straight Tequila Night.
Yeah, he played everything you hear. His name's Joe Spivey. He's a session guy. He was the guy on Hee Haw. He was always in the bibs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he lives here. He's a good friend. And, he comes out and jumps on stage anytime Joe's in there. We play every Johnny Ocean song we know.
Dude, I tell you, the fiddle playing on Straight Tequila Night, some of the best fiddle playing in a country song at any time.
Yep, that's Joe Spivey. He actually plays live with John. Been out there with him for, I think, 22 years. So. Plays on the records, plays out live. He's just amazing. So,
well, when I get to Nashville, now John's one that I've never met. So you got to introduce me to John Anderson, even if he's, out putting up fence posts with Ronnie Dunn and showing things to the neighbors, that kind of thing.
He probably will be. So good.
The other one I got to meet, and I've not met her yet, is my girl Terry Clark. And I know that you live around her neighborhood, kind of, so to speak, and. Terry and I, we need to get to know each other.
Okay. You got a lot in common, you and Terry.
Yeah. She likes her and I like her. So there's a lot in common right there,
A lot of common ground to dance around on. So we'll do that. So we'll put together a little list of people we'll go see. And we might get arrested, but we'll see them.
I don't care if we get arrested or not. If I can get arrested and say, yeah, I went to a Nashville jail because of Terry Clark, I'm okay with that, man. Okay. I'm okay with that.
I wonder who would bail us out.
Well, Lynn and A1 definitely would not. Yeah. They'd be like, the minute we left your place, they'd be like, you guys are on your own. Whatever happens.
Yep. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
The other one that I haven't met yet that I need to meet is, and you've met her, so to speak, in more ways than one, is Lori Morgan. So if you can arrange maybe a backstage thing with her, that would be nice.
Yeah, I can do that. We can. We're gonna have a busy time when you get to Nashville.
Duh. Yeah. You think?
When are we gonna drink?
Well, I'll drive. You can handle that part of it. I mean, everything will be fine. So that or we'll just have Sam drive. One of the two.
Sam will drive. I can't leave the keys in the truck without him trying to drive off. He's now scared of storms. It was a year ago we had the tornado, and since then, anytime it gets cloudy, he's like, I better head to the bathtub. He runs in, jumps in the bathtub. All right,
dude.
When it's going to rain.
Has it been a whole year already? I remember calling you or messaging you at like 3 o'clock, 3:30 that morning because as I was, at 4 o'clock, I guess, while I was driving here to the studio, I had heard about the tornado that hit, and you were the first thing that I thought of, and I thought, man, I hope Lynn is okay. Yeah. And so I better message JD.
Yeah, I hope the tornado's okay. Yeah, it was March 3rd, I think. Oh, look, I hope the tornado's all right.
Thank goodness the tornado's okay.
If you're enough of a train wreck, you can work your way through anything. So.
Oh man, I can't believe it's been a whole year, but hey, we're a whole year deep into COVID too, and things are really loosening up too, which is nice.
I know. I'm over that. About over that.
Absolutely. Hey, before we played Starkist, before you and I hit the airwaves here, and only you could write a song like that and get away with it. In today's world of political correctness, only you can get away with Starkist. However, prior to that, in a segment before I did that tune, I played Home by Joe Diffie. And, I always reflect, every time I play a Joe Diffie tune, I always reflect of when you and Jared Neiman and Joe were all performing, and I got to introduce you on stage at the Surf Ballroom here in Clear Lake. And what a fantastic time that was. Man, Joe Diffie, what a great artist, man. Just a legend.
One of the best voices in country music. If like aliens landed and they said, hey, what's country music? I would play them Ships That Don't Come In by Joe Diffie.
Great song, great artist, man. How could you? I mean, you could come up with different ways to define country music musically, but yeah, you got to put a Joe Diffie song as maybe one of the top 5 you'd reach for.
Prop Me Up beside the jukebox. I mean, come on, we could go on all day.
Oh, Pickup Man, absolutely. You know, I mean, John Deere Green. You know, you could just keep going on and on and on.
Yeah. So
bigger than the Beatles. Who else could do bigger than the Beatles?
I don't know. Third Rock from the Sun. I mean, every one of them just amazing.
Guy's amazing. Sadly gone, but amazing. You know, and you reflect on that, dude. And you were friends with a lot of these people. But reflect on all the artists that we lost last year. Not only is 2020, and the majority were not casualties, for lack of a better term, because of COVID. It just happened to be a black year all the way around. We had COVID going on, and think of all the artists we lost: Kenny Rogers, Joe Diffie. We lost
Charlie.
Matt Davis, Charlie.
Yep.
Charlie Pride, who today would have been Charlie Pride's birthday, born on this date in 1934.
Yep, but 34. It's like, I mean, those guys were. I mean, they were old. You know, I mean, we can only hope to. I mean, what was Charlie Pride? 90 or something?
He was 85 last year when he passed away. 86 last year when he passed away.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great run. You know, I've got about 50 years to go if I make that far. My liver's got about 4 years to go, but
you may chronologically have 50 years. You don't have body-wise 50 years.
Right. Yeah. Intellectually, I've got about 85 years to go, but yeah, I'll get there.
You know, I do a segment every morning at 6:40 called the Classic Tune Saloon, where I feature a classic song, classic artist, classic group, band, whatever, or combine them. And with this being what would have been Charlie Pride's birthday, I did his very first of 40. And that's something else a lot of people don't realize. Charlie Pride had 40 number ones. 40. I mean, he wasn't some slouch by any means.
Nope.
40 number ones. But hard to believe his very first number one was a cover of a Hank Williams song called Kalijah.
Yeah. And the funny thing was, one night, him and Bill Anderson, I'll never forget this, we were at the Grand Ole Opry, and we were backstage, and Charlie was talking about the first time he ever played the Grand Ole Opry. And back in those days, you didn't have social media, and, you know, he wasn't on TV. He had never been on TV. And he walked out on stage, and nobody knew that Charlie Pride was black. And a lot of radio DJ and the record labels just sent it out with no artwork. And Bill said, I'll never forget the hush that came over the Opry crowd when Charlie Pride walked out on stage for the first time and sang, I think it was Kalijah. I think that was the one. And the place just went nuts, and he never looked back. He was an innovator and a trendsetter and just amazing. So
he really was. And you think about not only that, dude, you think about the fact that he did all this. His rise to stardom, so to speak, was during the heat and the heart of the civil rights movement in the 60s.
Yeah.
He was a tremendous baseball player, which, by the way, did you see, because he was part owner of the Texas Rangers, I think they named their practice field after him. It's called Charlie Pride Field now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I saw that.
Well-deserved.
Yep.
But this guy, you talk about an innovator and breaking down walls. This guy broke down walls that with political correctness nowadays, people couldn't even begin to even scratch at the walls he broke down.
Yeah, no, they were. I mean, you want to talk about doing something? Those were the guys that did it, and just legends. And yeah, I mean, it's a good lesson. You know, it's like we got to carry that on, Darren. We got to pick up the torch and keep going.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. You know, I'm trying to do a follow up to your song. It's your song Star Kiss called "Threw It Back," but it still landed on the shore. I mean, I don't know. You know.
All right, that goes well with I think that's off the Never Been Out to Sea, but I've been blown ashore a few times record.
By Hootie and the Blowtorches, right?
By Hootie and the Blowtorches. Can't say torches.
You know, you can't do that. I don't even think you can say Hootie anymore. But anyway,
we can't even talk. Probably we should probably just write each other letters.
So you were at Whiskey Bent last night. How was the St. Patrick's Day turnout?
It was packed. I saw some outfits that I can't unsee.
Oh, no.
We saw some, speaking of Hooters and the Blowfish, we saw a few of those.
No. Why did you wear that, man? Why did you wear that?
Yeah. It was out of control. It was a great room, great crowd, and everybody was, we're going to start posting some of the pictures here in a minute. But, it was awesome. Wow. We had an amazing band. It was great. It was wonderful.
You do I know you got the Hillbilly Soap Opera, of course, but do you do kind of a throw together band every time you perform, like at Scoreboard or at Whiskey Bed?
Typically it's the same guys, but lately, like, I've played with all these guys in some capacity over the years, but we get the best of the best, and it's just always hilarious, and it's always fun, and it's new. And the funny thing is there was a bunch of people there that come out and see us quite a bit, and they're like, all right, we've seen 15 shows and we have never seen the same show or heard the same songs. So just because of who's in the band and all these people, it's like, we never know what's going to happen or what we're going to play or how it's going to sound, but it always sounds ridiculously amazing. So,
I know that just by knowing you and talking with you, and now after seeing video of your show Saturday night sent to me, I mean, I didn't realize you did everything from we talked about John Anderson's Swingin'. You do everything from that all the way to Tiny Tim's Tiptoe Through the Tulips. I mean, you pretty much got the gambit covered.
Yeah. The yodel, I haven't worked that out yet, but I'm going to try to get to the yodeling. Good additive.
Dude, if you yodel, you're going to blow that buzzard feather right off that hat, man. You know that.
That's how I got this thing. Practicing my yodeling out in the turkey blind, and there we came.
No wonder you couldn't shoot anything. You were scaring them off. So for people in this area who are going to be driving through Nashville, like my daughter and so forth did, you're pretty much at the Scoreboard headlining every Saturday night at 9:00, right?
We're doing that for the month of March. So we got, I think, 1-2 more in there on Saturday night late, and we're going to see about. I don't know if we're going to keep the late slot if we go back to the afternoons. The afternoons are so fun because. Man, the jokes and everything are just hysterical, So, but I'll keep you posted. But yeah, we'll be at the Scoreboard on Saturday, and there's murmurs about getting out on the road again. So, it's coming. Wow. I'm seeing the buses rolling out, so we'll get there.
That's awesome, man. Does Bono from U2, by the way, know that you stole his glasses today?
I got to get these back to him. He needs to go pheasant hunting later, so. I'll get him back. Thank you for reminding me.
I just didn't want him, trying to hunt you down. Like I know Bono. Bono's got a little bit of a temper, so
He's Irish. Speaking of, right?
He is. He's an Irishman. Yes, he is. It's too bad I don't like you two, but hey, he's Irish. We'll go with that.
If he would just shut up and sing, it'd be fine. But he gets a little mouthy. But whatever. It's
and if my Irish brother Liam Neeson could just shut up and act, I mean, it would be a cool one too.
Same thing. Just because you have a platform doesn't mean you need to talk about how you feel. We don't give a crap.
Yeah. I didn't have the beeper ready on that one, so I'm glad you paused it. But speaking of Liam Neeson, I think he's a fantastic actor, man, by the way. And I think he's tremendous. I love his movies. And the fact that the guy's 87 years old and he's still, a bad doggy, man. I mean, he still kicks some butt. It's incredible.
Yeah. Insane. Well, we'll get there one day. What about our listeners and friends? And where's the K97ers out there? Where's all of our comments?
I got a question already from one of our listeners here. She wants to know, Helen wants to know, good morning, Helen. Has Joe written a song about passwords? Do you have a song about passwords?
No, but that's a really good one, Helen. I wonder what made her think of that.
That is interesting.
Passwords? Yeah. Passwords. Without the P?
I don't know. She's talking about passwords as in what we got to use to without the P. Hey, yeah. I'm a little bit slow, okay? Just like
passwords without the P.
Yeah, passwords without the P, like preparation H without the preparation. So I don't know if she's referring to passwords that we use to access our online stuff and our social media, or she's talking about the old Alan Ludden game show Password Plus. Remember that show?
Let's know more. Yeah, I do. Let's know more about that, Helen. What do you mean by that? Because that is kind of a good idea. It might be a good song.
She commented again, said always having to reset.
Oh, I get her.
Pain in the backside, isn't it, Helen?
I tried to reset my password on my E-Trade account the other day, and I typed it in, and it said, sorry, invalid. Typed it again, sorry, invalid. So I had to set up a new password. Typed in my password. It said, sorry, you can't use the password you just used.
Isn't that amazing? I've had to do that, too, where it'll go, you cannot use a password you've used in the last lifetime.
Yeah. They start asking security questions. It's like, where were you last night? And I'm like, I don't know. How is that a question? What state were you born in? Not sure.
Yeah, Helen, we're with you without a doubt. Having to reset your password, that is a pain in the password minus the P. That's what it is.
You know what? Well, I'll write that song. It'll be called Password Without the P.
Password without the P. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Way to go, Helen. Now, Helen should get some copyright royalties on that.
Well, I think she should get a check. Yep, I believe that. I think you should have a $1,400 check in your account about right now, Helen.
Helen, you check your account. I'll bet Joe's already got it sent to you.
Yeah, it might come from the IRS.
I didn't say which Joe. I just said I bet Joe's already got it sent to you.
Joe.
Following me, are you?
That's good. That was good.
All right,
Joe, what else we got?
Joe, a.k.a. Walter. Remember Joe? Walter?
Oh, my God. He should have a hand up his anyway.
Steven says he should do a COVID parody song.
Yeah.
Now you're getting song ideas. I like this.
This is good. Okay. Yeah, what else we got? Thanks, Steven.
Back to Helen. Love it. I'll send my address, I'm sure. Yeah, you can count on that. Okay. John says you still haven't found what you're looking for, Joe. Nice glasses, man.
Thank you. Yes. I wear these pheasant hunting. Streets with No Name is my favorite U2 song, John. So I get what he's doing there with the still haven't found what you're looking for.
Right, with the Bono thing, yeah.
The Joshua Tree was the best record that U2 ever did. They could have just stopped right there,
And too bad they didn't. But let's move on to this. Dawn says, good morning, Darren and Joe. I love the fact that Dawn always gets our names correct in order. Dr. Tim Baker says, good morning, Darren. Good morning, Joe. What a beautiful day.
It is beautiful.
What is us?
Beautiful. U.S.
U.S. What is
it's a flag.
Us?
I don't know.
Oh, is it a flag? Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's showing up as us on ours.
It's a flag. It's a flag on mine.
Good work, really? Tim.
Yeah.
Mine is just showing up as us.
Well, it is 2020. Anyway.
Matt says, morning, Darren and Joe. I try to listen every Thursday while traveling in the work truck. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
That's good.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Hey, dude, once again, I'm going to remind everybody that you are, for the rest of the month anyway, on Saturday night, you're going to be at Scoreboard in Nashville. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize until Ireland was sending me video and pictures from Saturday night that the Scoreboard is that kind of in downtown Nashville, kind of on Music Row?
No, it's out east of town, out by the Grand Ole Opry. It's right across the street from the Grand Ole Opry, and it's out in an area called Donaldson, which is where I live. And it's about 6 miles, about 5 miles, 6 miles from downtown Nashville.
Wow, I didn't realize that. I was thinking for whatever reason it was downtown, but yeah, across the street from the Grand Ole Opry, though, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, right across the street. There's a Nashville Palace, and all of them are out there. It's a great spot. So.
Steven says, nice hat, Joe. I will go ahead and let everybody know that to steal a line from the movie Caddyshack, that if you buy a hat like that, you get a free bowl of soup. So
actually, this hat came with soup in it.
It's a soup hat.
It's a soup hat. Oh,
actually, the hat is made out of bread. He just never ate it, so it's a bread soup hat.
I got this hat. I'll tell you the story on this hat sometime off air too. Good Lord.
You need to send me pictures of last night from Whiskey Bet off air.
There was some humdingers. Tell you what.
I don't want to see yours. I want to see what you actually saw. Okay.
I will say the classic rock crowd. That's hard to say. They don't have to lift their shirts up as high to show off their goods anymore. I mean, it's like, whoa, lady. Def Leppard now sings. They're so old they do that. Pour some ointment on me.
With their big follow-up, Ben Gay and Icy Hot, right?
Like, hey, you want to? Like, whoa, okay, put your pants back up. We don't want to see your hooters, that kind of thing.
Put your pant legs down. We don't need to see that.
We don't want to see that. Wow, looks like a button on a fur coat. Anyway.
Good night. Brother, we're going to let you go because we know you got work to do with that hat. I don't know where you're going to find work, but we know you got work to do with things going on.
Tell you what, I can get across any border in this hat.
Make sure you get Bono's glasses back.
I will. I will.
I'm going to make a promise right now. Hey, before we go, we got to better throw this guy in here. Stumpy. Well, nice hat. Good morning, boys. Morning, Stumpy.
Stumpy.
I'm gonna make this promise to our viewers and our listeners. I promise you, sometime in the next 3 years, we are going to feature right here on K97 Joe's new song, Back Road Rage. So Back Road Rage.
Yep.
Next 3 years, I promise.
No, we'll get to that quick. We gotta get a master on that, and I'll get it up to you because that's a great song.
You and I know it's a great song. I got it. I got the version that you texted me. You know, you and I talked about that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and literally I've had I don't know, a dozen or so people messaging me on our K97 Facebook page and whatever, saying, "Hey, when are you going to play Back Road Rage, Joe's new song?" Yes, I tell you, dude. You could literally take Genesis 1 through 10 and make it a song, and people are going to want to hear it. I promise you.
That's already a band, right? Phil Collins' band.
Yeah. Phil Collins, Genesis 1 through 10, right?
Yeah. He had that guy Noah in there in his book, right?
He did, and Job. Only he's known as Job, and yes.
Yeah. Cut your hair, get a job. Remember that?
Cut your hair, get a job, Samson.
Remember that?
Whatever works.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to see you next Thursday on the radio. Thank you for playing StarKist. And yes, I will get Back Road Rage up to you soon.
Let's make that happen, brother, and send those St. Patty's Day whiskey bent pics as soon as you can.
Okay, here they come.
Loving you, my brother.
Love you, buddy. See you.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, you know him, our buddy, Joe Denim, every Thursday from Tennessee, all over the place. We never know where we're going to go. Which makes it that much funner, right? Not knowing where we're going to go. Absolutely. You got to go on a destination like this every week with us where you don't know where the destination is. You just follow the path and try and stay on the track somehow. Anyway, Thursday from Tennessee, right here on K97 every week. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to roll into the 9 o'clock time. You know what to do. Stay right here on the morning train.